Hey, it's me, Marie, and today I'm going to be video journaling about a self discovery that I made a few days ago. A few days ago, I was hit with a feeling of melancholy just thinking about some things, and then from there, I burst into tears and I started crying about the things that I was thinking about. And the particular things that I was thinking about was something that I think we all experience in our life, and it's letting go. No one likes to let go, especially of someone that they love or something that they've become fond of or something they got used to. And having to let go of it is almost like letting go a piece of yourself. And I personally have had to let go of plenty of things in my life, people, things, a family home, family members, different things in my life that I've had to let go of, friends, and it can be a very painful thing. And I realized the other day that I don't like letting go. And because I don't like letting go, I somehow I somehow held on to that fear, and that fear grew in me, and it caused me to, I think, have a buildup of an emotion that I didn't know was there, but it's been fueling different issues in my life, different things that I feel like I need to improve in myself. And when I came to this realization the other day, it was definitely shocking, but it was also enlightening. And I'm glad that I figured that out about myself. But I had just gotten done talking to a friend, and it dawned on me that I might not always know this friend. I might not always have the opportunity to talk to this friend or have that connection that I have with the friend right now. I might not always have that. And the reason I might not always have that connection with this particular friend is because as you grow older and your life goes on and you move on and you do new things, meet new people, and level up in life, sometimes you separate from the people of your past. And this particular person, I've only been friends with them online, and I feel like I might separate from them eventually because that has happened before in the past where I we kind of outgrew each other and eventually just went our own separate ways, or the friendship just faded. And it's always bittersweet because to let go of a person that you love, let go of a person that you're fond of, isn't always easy, but sometimes we find that life just happens. It's not to say that I think that I will purposely have to let go of this person. I just think as we both get caught up in life, I just foresee it happening for different reasons. And I'm not going to go into the details, but it's a truth that I accepted, but I didn't like that I had to accept it. And I began thinking about family members or how life used to be when I was younger. I started thinking about a home that we recently had to tear down because it had a bad leak and the house just molded out and it just got really mildewy and it was beyond repair. And so we recently had to get it torn down. And then I thought about the fact that some of my family members, my beloved family members, are getting older. And I know that they won't always be around. And so just the thought of having to let go of all of these things really hit me hard the other day. And I really just broke down crying. And I started thinking about my grandmother and how she's just been getting older and older and older. And I think she's going to have a nice, another long time here on this earth. But I know that as time moves forward, people are only going to get older. And the thought that these people won't always be around is really not a good feeling, and it's not a good thought to have, but it's something that we have to accept. And I realized that in my fear of letting go, I allowed myself to build habits that aren't necessarily healthy. And these habits, I think a lot of people sometimes build and don't even realize it because they're having this or experiencing this fear of letting go. And I just want to tell you all, sorry, my eye is itching a little bit, but I just want to tell you all these habits that a person possibly fearing letting go can make that can actually hinder them from moving forward. So, one of the mistakes that I realized that I've been actively making is overly attaching to people in the fear that one day I might not have them. And it's not good to be anxiously attached to anyone, whether in a relationship, in a friendship, with family members. If you're anxiously attached to that person, then any moment that you don't have them will feel hurtful. Any moment that there's a misunderstanding, it will feel hurtful. Any moment that you all aren't on the best communication terms, it will feel hurtful. Any thought of them not being in your life will feel hurtful, and therefore you won't be able to truly experience and cherish that friendship while you have it because you'll be too worried about losing it. And it takes away from something when you're constantly worried about it and not enjoying it. And it also can damage relationships if you are too anxiously attached to them. So, needing too much attention, overly needing those particular people too much, can actually put pressure on the relationship and make it harder for both individuals, but especially the person on the other side. And a lot of times, people don't like when you are anxiously attached to them because then it feels like a burden that they have to keep up with. They have to keep up with you, always make sure that you aren't feeling anxious and always reassure you. Now, reassurance is good. Reassurance is very important in relationships. But for a person to feel like they always have to reassure you and it's their duty to reassure you, it can actually put weight on the relationship and take away from the easy going, the easy flowing that a relationship should have. So, in my experience, it's not good to be anxiously attached, but a person fearing letting go will definitely allow themselves to become anxiously attached. Another thing that a person with the fear of letting go can accidentally allow to grow in their life is the need to always have someone. So if you're the type of person that can never be single, or you always need a new friendship, or you always need the attention of somebody, and you're always seeking that, you'll never be fulfilled because your happiness is found in people. Your happiness is found in your security in people. And your fear of letting go, if you do have to let go of something, you're automatically looking for something to replace that. And that's not good, nor is it healthy, because the moment that you don't have anything to replace what you had to let go, then you'll realize that you're in a really bad place. And things can start to look gloomy for you if you don't get a hold of those emotions before trying to reattach to something else. Letting go is very important, and there's an art to it. There definitely is. I once started a book called The Art of Letting Go. It's really important to be able to let go, and if you can't, it will be really difficult for you to move forward in life because you'll always be trying to attach yourself to something, and you'll never be able to function individually. And it's very important to be able to function individually. Sometimes people will even replace other people that they had to let go of, or things that they had to let go of, with other things. So if you had to let go of a friend, some people will resort to drinking or resort to video game playing or resort to something else and find themselves addicted to it to kind of fulfill that hole. And it's important to not try to fill that hole with something else, but try to find fulfillment in your life through doing multiple different things, through finding healing, through finding patience with yourself, and being able to live with yourself regardless of what you had to let go of. And so that's what I had to learn. And in observing myself the other day, thinking about people and things that I had to let go of, and the idea of having to let go of something in the future, it allowed me to let out some emotions that I didn't know were pinned up inside. But it also helped me to learn those things about myself and to pinpoint those patterns in myself. And in pinpointing those patterns in myself, I hoped to share it with you all. And so here I am, sharing it with you all, and I hope it helped to enlighten you on different patterns that you might have accidentally adapted to or started having in your life that could possibly cause more harm than good. So, with that being said, sometimes it's in those quiet moments where you're sitting and you're reflecting and you're thinking about the deepest depths of your heart and you allow those things to pour out of your heart that you learn the most about yourself. And I encourage you all to have those quiet moments with yourself, times where you can think, let emotions out, and learn more about yourself because it's very important. And I learned a lot about myself that day, and I hope to continue to learn more about myself. So, with that being said, stay tuned for my next video tomorrow. I have plenty of stories to tell, plenty of things to journal about, plenty of things on my mind, and plenty of things that I'm learning on a daily basis, and things that I've learned in my life over the years as I continue to grow older. And I hope in sharing these things, I can look back and truly see my growth. And I hope that you all can also do the same and see your growth as well. That being said, peace and love.